Hey you guys, this is Mike.
And this is Nita.
And we are back with another update. We are going to be catching you guys up. Because remember we told you guys that we had been filming as things were happening, but we got behind with uploading. So in this video, you're going to see our 6-week and 8th-week appointment.
Right.
The 6-week appointment was already scheduled with our fertility doctor. And it just so happened to be the following week from the actual TAC procedure,
right.
Which was amazing. We really did. We were already nervous, like we said in the last video. We were very, very nervous on the TAC. We were very nervous about the feeling that Nita had been having. So it was good to actually have an ultrasound to kind of put those fears at rest. So
right.
Our doctor made a joke and she was like, am I the first person? Is this old news or new news? Am I the first person to let you hear the baby's heartbeat or to try to find the baby's heartbeat? And we were like, no, you're the first person because we didn't get an ultrasound before or after with the other doctor. So it was just crazy because she was actually, doing the ultrasound and we was able to actually see the baby's heartbeat. And we was able to hear a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was 140
something. Yeah.
140 something beats per.
Right. I don't remember the exact end number, but I remember it was 140 something beats per minute. So
140. So that was good. And what's so funny, and I'm gonna let Nita tell you, it was actually a doctor in there that was, I guess, shadowing our fertility doctor, like from another hospital. And go ahead and tell me.
So my doctor, she is very thorough, and she looks at everything. And so as she was looking at everything, she always tells me what we're looking at. And so she was like, this is where the piece of the cervix is. And she was like, and I see where they did the transabdominal and she the tack. And she was like, and here's the fibroid. And she was like, and here's the baby. And so the doctor was like, the other doctor that was shadowing her was like, when did you get the tack done? I said, I just got it done that Friday. And she was like,
she named out loud, was it Dr. such and such?
Right. And I was like, yeah. She was like, okay. She was like, because this looks so familiar. She was like, I was actually called in to assist during that procedure because like we told you guys last time, the procedure ran long, so he actually called another doctor to come in to assist him
with all the scar tissue and abrasion. So she was like, yeah, you had a lot of scar tissue, everything was stuck together, and we were like, oh wow.
It was crazy. She was like, yeah. She was like, but she assured us, she was like, he really took his time and he really did a good job. And so we was actually able to ask her some of the questions that we didn't really get to ask the other doctor.
And not because he wasn't willing to answer questions. Some of the questions we had were like after. And then she actually checked out her incisions. Like, oh, your incisions are healing pretty good. We didn't know, like for instance, we didn't know if it was a stitch underneath the dermagel, the plastic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They actually put a stitch on the inside, so she was able to tell us that.
Right.
That, hey, when this plastic falls off, you still have stitches in here.
Right, exactly.
So we didn't know that. Like, that was interesting to find out.
Right. And we were asking, everything was attached and they pull everything together. It's still going to be, so the uterus is still going to be able to grow fine, after they detach everything. And so we had a couple of questions like that, and she answered our questions. Yeah, and it was really neat, just how full circle that was. Like, that was the coolest thing. And so
I said it was a divine moment because that was I don't believe in coincidences. So
right. So yeah, that was definitely a memorable moment. And so she got to see them put the tack in, and she got to see the result and hear the heartbeat, and she was able to look at everything and make sure that everything was okay. So it was kind of like having a follow-up with the doctor without actually having to go to another doctor.
So we was able to do our follow-up for the TAC and our fertility doctor. So that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But that's it. The only thing I know Nita's been doing is she's been extra fatigued, and she's been dealing with nausea. So that's like the only symptoms that she's been having.
So yeah, as far as symptoms go, just so that way we can stay current on that. But as far as symptoms go, I've been having a lot of bloating, a lot of gas. I have been taking Miralax. I've been taking that every few days just to make sure I stay regular because I'm taking with the iron and things like that. And I'm taking iron, which slows you down. and I'm also taking prenatal vitamins, which slow me down. So I do that every few days just to make sure that, you know, I don't have to strain. And so far this has been working out well. And then the most the two most frustrating symptoms for me right now is nausea. I'm not throwing up, but I just get random nausea. It's like it comes in waves. I'm nauseated, then I'm not. Then I am, then I'm not. And then I'm nauseated and hungry at the same time. It's like, how does that work? Like, how is my stomach grounded, but I'm nauseated? And then the other one is tiredness. You guys, I'm tired all the time. I don't remember being this tired with my last two pregnancies, but I mean, my last pregnancy was 14 years ago, so I could just be older now. So, well, I am older now, but I'm tired all the time, you guys. So just forgive me how I look. I'm tired all the time. Hey guys, well, I guess the camera was tired too. So
cut off, so.
It kind of cut off in the middle of what I was saying. But I'm tired all the time. I go to work and I come home and I sleep. I'm just fatigued constantly. But that's it as far as symptoms go. I haven't gained any weight yet, but it's because I only eat when I can only eat when I don't feel nauseated. I just have a hard time making myself eat. But the good news is I'm not vomiting, so I'm not really losing weight either. So that's it as far as symptoms go. So now after this, we're going to show you some clips of our 8-week appointment and what our thoughts were after that. And that will conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoy.
That will conclude it. So we guys will see you next week.
Yeah.
Guys, have a good week.
Hit that subscribe button, thumb it up, share, and let all your friends know.
Yep, that too. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Gotcha.
When you have a loss, it can be a loss with or without bleeding. I've had people that have no bleeding, and you come in and we're like looking, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. So bleeding's not necessarily like a bad thing at all. It's just, it will scare you if you bleed. What were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask. She's been having a lot of cramping lately. Is that normal?
That is normal.
Yeah.
That is normal. As the baby digs in and as the uterus enlarges, you will feel cramping from just implantation. Also, you'll feel cramping from as the uterus enlarges, it pulls on the ligaments that hold it. Okay. So you'll feel stuff in your groin, stuff in your back, as pretty much the whole time. It's the #1 thing that sends people into urgent care.
It's because they think that something's wrong.
Yeah, they feel like there's pain. Now, if it's later on, if it's rhythmic, right now it's too early to have contractions. But once you're like, 24, 25 weeks or something like that, and you feel, you have to kind of check to see, is it rhythmic? Like, does it come and go, and then come and go? Because a lot of times we, when it's our first baby, we don't necessarily know what contractions, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like right now, in general, you can have that discomfort, and it can be something, and you can have that discomfort, and it can be nothing. Do you know what I mean? Most women feel the enlargement and feel cramping. There are going to be a small percentage of those that are destined to lose the baby. And so if it turns out that like something happens like that, it's not a whole lot of, generally the severity of it will tip you off. When it gets to a certain amount, people are like, headed in. There's nothing that you can really do about it ahead if it's like low level, other than, drink some water. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you're dehydrated, it's going to irritate you, and it may help you to drink some water. Most of the time, it's that pulling in the groin, and that's like almost universal. People like feel it pretty early. Surprisingly early, where you're like, wow, like, it's like a late period. Yeah. You're going to feel me touch below, lots of pressure, but it's very frequent. 76.
Her doctor,
Brent.
she has an old machine, like from Methuselah's age.
You don't leave my doctor alone.
Cannot hear talking about some. Oh, I can't hear the heartbeat until 12 weeks. I'm like, my fertility doctor heard it last week. What are you talking about? you guys.
Hey.
So we just left our doctor's appointment from our fertility doctor. Our last appointment with our fertility
Yes,
doctor.
I'm gonna miss her. She was really my favorite doctor. I wish I can keep her, but she only deals with fertility issues.
Yep,
so.
and she did her job. So, we just want to give you a recap because you just heard the baby's heartbeat. Everything looks good.
Yes.
We wasn't unable to hear it at our.
We wasn't able to hear it.
We wasn't able to hear it prior.
Yeah.
So, and then our OBGYN doesn't have the machine to hear it anyway. But, you know.
You gonna leave my doctor alone?
That's another story.
She doesn't have high tech machines.
She doesn't, and of
But
course
she
the
works
fertility doctor would.
What I keep trying to get Michael to understand is that she works with another high risk doctor, and she's every time I have an appointment with her, I also have an appointment with him to do a sonogram. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, sonogram.
A sonogram to make sure that everything is progressing the way it's supposed to. So they both work hand in hand. I don't see one without seeing the other. So that's probably why she don't really update her machine. She's like, why spend all that money and I'm gonna send them
to the other doctor.
to the other doctor
I guess
to do
that
the
is
sonogram.
true.
So I keep trying to tell him, leave my doctor alone. It made its purpose. It confirms the pregnancy, so that she can move forward with the rest of the appointments.
Yeah,
leave my doctor
she
alone.
really did. But
I like
anyway,
this other doctor too, though.
yeah, she's really, really good. The actual OBGYN is gonna be our OBGYN. But we didn't go with the other doctor. The doctor who did the tech, we ended up not going with him. It was some issues, but we're gonna just leave it that way.
Yeah.
We had our initial feeling about him. He's good at what he did.
Yeah,
he
he's good
did
at what he
the
does.
procedure.
He's
And-
good at what he's recommended for.
That's right. That's right. His bedside manager is not up to where we want it to be, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But we did want to say this. It is an emotional moment for me because, you know, we just left the office. We won't be going back to this office, obviously, just to visit. But we got a lot of bad news at this office. We got a lot of hard talks at this office, and to hear the baby heartbeat is so crazy. And what's making me emotional is that our fertility doctor say, you know, I don't want to offend you, but you know, this job has made me a very religious person. And she said, this is a testament to God's faithfulness.
She said God had his hands on this the whole time.
And it's a testament to who he is. And this has been a long time for us, y'all.
Yeah.
And for her to say that, which is confirmation, because, you know, in an ethical standpoint, you typically don't say that to your patients. But we know it was God's faithfulness. And I want to say this, is when we mourn the loss of not having a baby, and when we accepted that we're going to take whatever his will is, that's when he did it. When we accepted that whatever his will is okay.
Even if it doesn't happen, it's okay.
And that's when he did it. So it makes me so excited, and for her to say, you know, I want to show you guys the baby's heartbeat. I don't typically do this. It's not something I do. We don't record at our fertility appointments because it's something that she just doesn't do. But for her to allow us to do that, which is phenomenal to me. And she said, you know what, I've been through so much with you guys, and I've done surgeries. I've done fibroid removal. I've done a tubal pregnancy, which that's not something that we want to do as a fertility doctor. She said, but to see the outcome, this is so God. She kept saying it. It's a testament to his faithfulness. Y'all just gotta give me a minute because I'm so full. I'm so full because when the devil said no, God said yes. He used our harsh and our weakness. He used our lowest points to build us up. That's what he did. And it is a testament to his faithfulness.
Yeah.
And he is such a good God. And nobody can't tell me that he's not good.
Right.
And I thank you guys for following this journey with us. And we are really, really excited. 8 weeks. What is this? This is
This is 8 weeks. I'll be 9 weeks on Friday.
On
Good
Friday.
God.
So, yeah, I'm a big crybaby. Don't pay me no mind.
I'm due in February.
But yeah, I don't think we said this. She is due in February.
I'm due in February. I'll be 9 weeks on Friday.
On Friday, so we are super, super excited. It's our last appointment. I think that's why I'm emotional as well. It's our last appointment with our fertility doctor, and she's been with us for 2.5 years, and it has been a rocky,
a roller coaster
of 2.5 years. So we are just so excited, so happy to share this with you guys, and we're going to continue to just keep going. We're going to keep going, and we're going to continue to keep praying. Not just for us to have a successful pregnancy, for everybody that comments, for everybody that's going through the IVF cycle. I decree and I declare right now in the name of Jesus that God will give you the desires of our heart, his heart, because that's what he desires for us. I have the faith, God, that you will allow your children to have the desires of their heart. I have the faith, God, that you will allow them to bring home a bundle of joy, and that you will allow them to get the big fat positive, God, and that you will allow them to keep on progressing in their fertility journey. And I ask this in Jesus' name, amen. So I'm about to go to work. Nita's off today, so she gets to go home, but I gotta go to work. So I don't think I have anything else.
No, I am just to see Michael's face when he was listening to the heartbeat. That has been what I always wanted. So yeah, that's it.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It's the end of the video. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe this, and share it with your friends. I think this is a great testimony of a testament, like my doctor said, of God's faithfulness. It's a testament of his faithfulness.
You gotta, when you have a hard race to run, you have to finish the race. You're not gonna get to the finish line if you stop. And I think that's when a lot of times when we feel like, well, we believe God to do something for us and he didn't do it, it's because we stopped the race. And there was so many times, and see, I was trying to cry. There was so many times throughout this journey to where we just wanted to stop the race. You guys, we did not want to feel the pain anymore. We did not want to go through the failure anymore. As a woman, I just felt like my body was failing me. I know this is something that I could do. I already had 2 kids, and we paused the race. We didn't stop, but we had to pause the race and let God deal with us. And we had to say, whatever you say, God, but we are going to finish the race. So for those that are struggling and those that are going through and it seems like it's never going to happen, I'm pleading with you and I'm begging you to finish the race. Finish the race.
We did a lot to get this baby. I don't think we ever shared this with you, but we stayed with my sister to save for a house. And we saved a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And after we moved, we was in transition and we were thinking about getting a house, and we found out we had the tubal. And we said, okay,
so
that's it. Yeah. This is our only option. IVF is our only option, because without a tube, it's not possible.
So we
use our money.
So and that's another way how God works. We thought our purpose was to save money for a house, but we saved money for a baby.
That's what we did. We would have never been able to do it without transitioning to my sister's house. So that's amazing. And even though we didn't get the house that we wanted at this time, we got what God intended for us to get at the end of the road anyway.
Yeah.
So, and
the house will come.
Yeah, it'll come. But this is gonna come first, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Nita's not an emotional person, so if she's crying, y'all, that's something new. So, you're not. It's fine. I think she's gotten used to the estrogen now. She's gotten used to it. So,
yeah.
Or maybe a month ago she would have been crying with me, but
I would have been boo-hooing. I almost cried, but I don't like crying in front of people, y'all. Cause I cry ugly.
It's okay.
I cry ugly. Y'all cry ugly. Michael just be having tears coming down. I be having tears, snot. Y'all
She cry like Viola Davis.
Y'all don't want to see that, and he knows.
She cry like Viola Davis in Fences.
Y'all do not want to see that.
That's how Viola Davis.
When I cry, I cry. So
that's okay. Anyway, this is truly the end of the video, you guys. I'm about to go to work, and we love you guys. Thank you guys for your prayers, and thank you guys for watching us and following us our journey. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch that 30-minute video, which was the last video. A lot of you guys watched the full video. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It really is really, you know, we're not doing this to get money. We're not doing this for fame. We're not doing this for, we're doing this to chronicle our journey. Right. And thank you for being there with us. We appreciate it.
And hopefully to inspire and inspire faith in others who might be losing faith.
Exactly.
We were there.
We were there. We didn't go to church for 8 months. But you know what we did? You know, a friend of mine, and I'm finna close it. A friend of mine said something to me that made me think last night. She said this to me last night, who's one of our biggest faith pushers, one of the people who pushed us. Great woman of faith.
Yeah, she wouldn't let it go.
She wouldn't let us go. And she said something to me last night. She said, Michael, y'all didn't go to church for 8 months, but you still paid your tithes. You still was faithful to him in your pain. And I said, dang, you're right. I was. I forgot that. We didn't go to church, but we paid our tithes. Yeah. We still had up a standard. We didn't just leave God's will. I mean, we were upset and we were angry, but we still raised our children in a house and environment that was still godly. And we had some days where
we still followed our faith principles.
We did.
We just didn't feel like hearing a cookie cutter message.
Didn't want to hear the cookie cutter message, and I didn't want to hear the cliches. Unfortunately, I didn't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
I think when you get to that point, you just need something that's gonna be real. I mean, that's just what it is. The realness of it was, if he don't do it, where do you move from here? Where do you move from here if he doesn't do it? Yeah. And once we heard that, we had to grieve that we may not ever have it. And once we grieved it,
once we heard that message, that's when we was able to move forward.
We was able to move forward. So this is the end of the video.
Yes, it is.
We love you guys, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.
Dropping the camera. I'm gone, y'all.